Welcome back. Today we're going to cover the topic of self-compassion. Most of us have absolutely no problem extending compassion continually to other people. But then the small personal triggers that happen in our lives can send us spiraling into telling ourselves that we have messed up, that we're stupid, we're ugly, etc., etc., etc. The key to self-compassion is to understanding that we can be kind to ourselves in the same way that we are kind to others. We often forget to speak to ourselves in the way we would speak to other people, or the way that we would speak to a small child. The traps that we can fall into with this is seeing that self-compassion is in some way a selfish act, or that it's self-indulgence in some way. And most of us are trained not to learn how to give this self-compassion to ourselves for that very reason. And yet we all have this common humanity where we are seeking compassion and giving compassion from others all the time. And it feels so good and so fulfilling when we can show compassion to ourselves. Some of the ways that we do this is by learning how to give ourselves comforting words or comforting actions, like tea or a bath or a long walk or exercise or something that's comforting to ourselves. Really noticing the feelings that come up as we are experiencing this sense of shame or beating ourselves up in some way, and allowing those feelings so that we can move through them and then cut ourselves a little bit of slack. For any of you parents out there, I think the easiest way to think about this is to think about if your 5-year-old or your 3-year-old or even your 14-year-old or even your 40-year-old came to you and was struggling with something. You wouldn't tell them how stupid or ugly or how much they messed up. You often give them those comforting words and actions. The same thing can be true for us when we're speaking to ourselves. And I know this sounds incredibly cheesy, but it can be helpful to use our own name or dear or hun, things like that. So I may say to myself like, oh, Michelle, you tried your best there and that didn't work out so well. But it's okay. We're going to be okay. We'll try again. So it's about soothing that inner child through that self-compassion to really soothe ourselves, to allow it to be okay to make mistakes or just okay to be human, and that we're not rocking it every day, and that's okay. So really learning to speak to yourself as you would to someone that you love or to a small child, and to really see yourself as suffering in that moment the same way you would see someone else suffering. Extending that self-compassion. So let's do just a little bit of an exercise to drop into this with some affirmations. So I'd invite you to just close your eyes and really think about an animal or a child or a loved one that you have infinite love for. Really feeling that sense in your heart. And now I want you to think about starting to extend that same love to yourself. And saying to yourself, I am capable. I am strong. I can handle it. I am lovable. I deserve compassion. I deserve peace. I am okay just the way I am. Really just maybe saying to yourself any other statement you feel you might need right now. And it's okay if it was hard for some of those statements to land. And when you're ready, you can start to open your eyes again. And now I want you to have self-compassion as to how it may have been hard to give yourself self-compassion in that moment. This is something that takes practice and not something that we're always successful at. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe. And if you're struggling with anything and would like me to address anything in a future video, please leave it in the comments below. Have a great day, and we'll see you on the next video.